still there. You pulling him? Still there, back even with you. You got a little momentum here. White flag, baby. White flag. He's at your door. Door. Come on with it. Quarter panel. Clear. Don't let that summer gun wreck you. Clear by one. By half. Come into your bumper. There you go. Now get the gas. Come on. Turn left on that son of a bitch. Come on. Run him down through here. Come on, hard. Oh, shit.
That was a full lap.
Yeah, at Martinsville.
Of Martinsville from, I think his name's Clayton Hughes, the 78 spotter. It was exciting.
Yes,
exciting finish.
It was. You can really hear and visualize what was going on from his perspective as he was spotting.
Yeah, it was a heck of a race.
I feel like there's been a lot of people saying stuff, and I feel like Denny Hamlin said it best in the media center. If it's your driver, you like it. If it's not your driver, you don't like it.
Yeah. I mean, Daniel Suarez is on the podcast.
Oh, by the way,
we do have a guest.
We should probably lead with that.
You heard a fourth voice. That's the voice of Daniel Suarez.
Yeah, how are you guys doing today?
Good. We're happy to get you on. I know
Welcome.
We've been trying to do this for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And, thank you and Kim for dressing up.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. And
I didn't know, first of all, it was going to be a definitive decision to dress up.
Well,
2, I wanted to make sure Daniel felt comfortable that he didn't want to be the only one that wasn't dressed up.
Right.
Because that happened at Bubba's party.
You hear
and
that?
we gave you crap for that.
That's the sound of Kim backpedaling.
Also, I'm technically a cheetah.
No.
And I would also like to bring up the fact that while you boys look very good and you did dress up, those are very easy costumes.
No, there was we never specified a degree of difficulty in the costume.
That's true.
Like, those are the easiest male costumes ever.
No, I don't think so. I had to buy a wig.
Yeah,
you had to go buy the name tag
and write Dave.
I had to find this vest.
Yeah.
Did
you have that vest in your collection?
No, I didn't. It'll be added, though.
I will make up for it and be the only one to dress up next week. How about that?
There you go.
Because I'm not going to lie, that's a sharp Argyle vest you got there.
Thank you.
I'd rock the hell out of it.
I have to say something, but I didn't know you were wearing a costume.
See, to my point.
See, I'm Dave.
Yeah,
Dave.
I know, Dave. I didn't know.
Who is
I thought
Dave?
that was your.
Dave, it's a nod to The Office. Jim, there was a Halloween episode, and they were like, "You're not dressed up," and he pulled out a "Hello, my name is" name tag and wrote Dave and put it on and said,
"Oh,
dressed
really?"
up.
Now you're not.
Now you're not wearing it.
Now I'm dressed up. That's basically we're doing exactly what happened on The Office.
Right. Now she's Dave,
Now
and I'm just
Dave.
a guy in a tie.
You just look good. That's all you do.
I'm just here to look sexy.
Look good.
That's all.
Your hair's coiffed, looking
I
nice.
think you need to keep that sweater vest in your repertoire.
Yeah,
You
it's
should
going to
wear
be
it
in
for,
the
like,
closet.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah. If I need to wash it a little bit. It's a little big. It's right out of the bag.
Where'd you find that?
But I can't tell you.
Oh, a secret.
Actually, I just found it at Party City.
They got that at Party City?
It was a whole costume.
It was the Doback.
Well, it only
Doback
came.
special.
It only came with the wig and the vest.
Oh, because I feel like some people would actually want to wear that
It's
as
not
a
bad.
regular sweater vest.
I would wear that as a regular.
Kind of
sweater
like
vest.
it, old school.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah,
It's
I like
Egyptian cotton.
600 count thread. Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you a question, Ryan. After listening to the 78 Sporter,
Yeah.
if you were in that situation, would you like someone to talk to you that much in one lap?
Yeah, he talked like the whole
Oh, that's a
lap,
good
didn't
The
he?
question.
whole lap. Like
Your
for me,
your spotters don't do that?
for me, I need information, but if I feel like if my spot is talking to me too much, it just take concentration away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like just by listening, it just gets me a little annoyed. Like,
Yeah.
hey, let me drive.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah, and I know it was the last lap. Really, the only time I want a spotter to talk like for laps is like at speedways.
Yeah,
giving you
exactly.
information where everyone is. But yeah, like that, it's. Like,
I thought it was
Like-
interesting.
like gases,
yeah,
gases.
It was really
I
interesting.
know, right? I'm going to.
Yeah, I thought the gas it up were interesting. Like, doesn't
Yeah.
Martin know to do that?
I think.
But at the same time, everything is about, I guess he doesn't really know that he's doing that. He's just very excited and he's just going with it.
Maybe.
I think he maybe forgot his hand was on the button. It was just talking because he was super excited. That was a heck of a finish, though. To be honest with you, like the last 5 laps, we weren't racing anybody. I was like by myself, and I was watching the big screen a little bit. Like I go down the straightaway and glance and kind of see where they were, and it was a heck of a finish. But yeah, like you said, it really depends on who you're a fan of. You're going to be on their side. Like if you're a Truex fan, you can understand why he's upset,
Yeah.
and if you're a Logano fan, you understand why he did that.
Rubbing
it's
for
like,
As a fan of as a fan of the sport and just watching it, I was entertained and because at the end of the day, I really don't care who wins. I just want to see a
I
good
want to see
finish.
a good
race.
finish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The crowd was going insane.
Yeah, they were loud.
They were loud, yeah.
From a competitor standpoint, I don't know who I'd want to be in that situation. I mean, I'd want to be the guy that crossed the finish line first.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, as a competitor side, whoever the guy who won is going to be happier than the guy who finished second. I mean,
well, let's flash. Let's say Dale Earnhardt did that to Rusty Wallace 20 years, 30 years ago.
That's what people always say, though. I wish the racing was like the old times. Well,
and it
you
was.
got it.
Yeah.
There you have it.
You got it.
And then people were mad that he
Yeah.
moved him. It's it's not, they did it back in the day.
There was a time where Dale Earnhardt spun Rusty Wallace at Talladega, and Rusty and Dale got scared. I mean, it's Talladega, a different story, but I mean,
That's
that
not
stuff.
Not like Joey spun him.
No.
You know, I mean, he just moved him out of the way.
Yeah, and actually, when they told me after the race, no, Joey just moved him out of the way big time. And then when I saw the replay, I said, man, if I was in that position, I may we've done it a little bit harder.
Especially for a shot at Homestead. I mean, he gets a spot at Homestead.
Exactly.
When I was looking back at the replay, I was like, well, and having never driven at Martinsville or a race car at all, other than a go-kart, when Truex goes up, it almost looks like he could have collected it and gone, but instead he tried to turn back down and hit Joey.
He didn't look like he turned back down on him.
I don't think he was trying to hit Joey. I think he was just trying to pinch him down, so Joey didn't have the good drive off the corner to beat him in the line. But at that point, it's nobody cares. They're just going, and hopefully things work out. So
Plus, a lot of people just come to Twitter to bitch.
Yeah.
I saw
Twitter is the platform.
Yeah, they're not going to necessarily come in droves saying that was the best race ever, because they're just like joyous and happy. It's the people that are mad that come to complain.
I want to acknowledge one thing.
Yes.
While I was asking that question, we locked eyes as you were eating that Tootsie Roll.
Tootsie Roll.
Was that weird?
It was
that weird?
Slightly,
Not
slight
as weird
weird
as a
but,
banana.
Yeah.
Tootsie Rolls look like a poop.
I agree on that.
Especially the ones that are the wide, short, fat ones. Those are
It's good.
Those look
It's
like
just a
poop.
Baby Ruth. Still good.
poop.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's still in my mouth, too. Thank you
in my
for
mouth.
that. I really appreciate that. Tastes good, too.
Sorry.
Maybe this
did you
is
ever
what
take
all
the
feces
did you ever
taste like.
did you ever take the vanilla ones and twist them?
They made
with
vanilla Tootsie Rolls?
Well, like there's like Tootsie Rolls that are vanilla and lime and orange. So you used to take and twist them to make them like twisted flavors. You never did that in grade school?
No, Tootsie Rolls stick to chocolate. That's what
Okay.
you're good at. Don't try to go. That's like a Starburst if you're doing them like lime and stuff.
It's like a chocolate. Are you saying Tootsie Roll is like a chocolate Starburst?
Ooh.
Ooh.
I feel like they're a little bit. They're not as juicy as Starburst. They don't have those little fighter jets shooting the juice in them.
Shooting the juice into them.
Like
Do you have
that
a favorite
commercial.
Halloween candy, Daniel?
Yeah, but this is spicy candy, so you guys
Oh,
want
a
to know.
spicy candy.
Is it tamales?
Tamales, man. Tamales. I wish.
Is that your Halloween candy?
I wish it was like that. No, but the candy that people do here in the U.S. is very different candy that
Really?
people do in Mexico. I mean, some of them is the same, but in Mexico, people do a lot of spicy stuff.
Even the candy?
Even in candy.
Ooh.
And it's just different. Like, for example, these things that Ryan was just eating. Honestly, I don't like this stuff.
You don't like that stuff?
I don't like this stuff.
I don't like candy, period. So.
I like chocolates and stuff like that, but we have a lot of spicy stuff.
Is
That
it like
they don't.
sweet spicy or just spicy?
No, just
Like a
both.
fireball? Have you had it like in a
Yeah.
yeah,
but
that's what that's called?
But that's more sweet than spicy.
Like the
Fireball
atomic
sweeter
fire.
than?
Oh yeah, the warheads. Warheads
Well,
are sour. They're not really
Yeah.
spicy.
No, like the red ones.
It's like the red fireball.
Spicy.
the-
It's like
the one that-
cinnamon.
Yeah, it's a cinnamon type thing.
Yeah, but those are sweet. Like if you,
Okay.
every time that I try to get something spicy here,
It's also
just
sweet.
It is sweet. I don't even know what they call it spicy.
I
But yeah,
see.
it's just different.
Did you dress up when you were little for Halloween?
Yeah, sometimes I used to. I wasn't a good kid, so I was just going with friends, throwing eggs to different places.
Oh, you're an egg thrower.
Oh yeah,
Heck
man.
yeah. That's
Yeah,
vintage Halloween right there.
The
Mischievous.
police got us once.
Did they really?
Yeah, it wasn't. My mom wasn't very happy with that.
Oh no, I don't imagine.
Like egging houses or cars or people?
So we were like in a neighborhood, and we had a group of friends, and then the neighborhood that was in the other side, we used to have like a little
Battle?
war. Yeah, like a little battle.
Okay.
And I remember having an old bus that my dad had in the house, and those buses, they have those slide doors. So I was driving that thing, and my friends we were driving that thing, and the other neighborhood they didn't have I was the cool kid. I had an old bus.
Nice.
So we're in the bus, and then
So it was like a drive-by.
Yeah,
They just slid the door open.
and then close again. Can you imagine that? 15, 14-year-old
That's
kids?
awesome.
Oh, no, we had a blast.
That's incredible.
And then the next morning, we had to watch that thing because they knew it was me, so they were they were trying to kill the bus. Good times.
We used to
amazing.
put little firecrackers in.
Like the poppers? The
When
ones
it was like
the gator snaps?
it was the bigger one. It was like the ones you lit and you put
Like
put it in a CD. It fit perfectly in the hole in a CD.
Yeah.
And we would fling those while they were lit and see what they would happen. See what would happen.
Whoa.
Yeah. Out of a car.
Wow.
Out
The
of a
worst I
car?
ever did
Out
was
of-
like toilet
Out of
paper.
a moving car.
Toilet paper a house. That's about as bad as I ever got.
Yeah. I used to ding-dong ditch people. That was badass.
We should do that. I just forgot to ditch, and I'd stand there at the door, and it's just awkward.
That's
Hi.
even better.
Hey,
I'd like to talk to you about your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Wearing that outfit right
Yeah.
Wearing this outfit. Hi,
Yeah.
my name is Dave.
actually,
I'm from the Church of Latter-day Saints.
I'm a Mormon, and I'm here to
It's
talk
the
to you
same
about
thing.
Mormon Jesus.
Do you
Yeah.
have a moment?
Jesus. Brigham Young.
Brigham Young,
And the Trek to the West.
Mormon.
I haven't seen the Book of Mormon, unfortunately.
Oh, it's so
on
good,
my
yeah.
list.
It's really fun.
I don't know. Your outfit could kind of fit for Mormon too. Like I know it's
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
If I had a all-white shirt
Yeah.
on,
All white shirt and like a black sweater vest, maybe.
black sweater vest, and then a tie. I'm underdressed, but you can't dress
Is
up.
this what you're wearing for actual Halloween?
No.
No.
You have a better costume.
I have a much better costume for tomorrow night.
Oh,
Yes. Have you had one yet?
I'm still in the works.
Do you have one yet for tomorrow night?
I was thinking of just writing "sexy Dave." just
Coming
wearing
like
pretty much the same thing.
come in really short pants or something.
I had an idea.
got some cutoffs,
but I couldn't. I didn't have time for it to be ordered and get in time. So I might save it for next year or next week, since I have to dress up next week.
Well, you gotta tell us
I can't tell you
why.
because it's a secret. I want it to be a surprise. What are you dressing up as?
I don't know. I was just saying Ryan that honestly, I've been a little busy lately, and last week it was a little crazy for me when I received actually the date of the party, and I haven't worked on that. So today is gonna be the day that I need to whatever I'm gonna get. I have to order overnight.
Oh,
I've got some more name tags if you want to be Dave.
That's the lamest
or
costume.
you know what? You could be Phil.
I can be Paulo.
Yeah, just write a name on there. And it's like this is my costume.
You should go. You should write Chuck, and you could write Daniel.
Yeah.
there you go.
like, oh, we're
You
each other.
flip-flop.
I figured we got kind of the same hair, same length.
Yeah.
Mine's a little longer.
Longer.
A little longer.
Beard's about
You
the
gotta-
same.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys grow.
We could totally do this.
Yeah.
You guys could be twins. You should be twins from the movie Twins.
Arnold Schwarzenegger and
Yeah.
Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
That was a
actually would be
good
funny.
movie. Good movie.
Pretty funny.
I do love Halloween though. It's a fun.
Halloween. Did you guys see the new Halloween movie?
No.
Actually, I think I'm going tonight.
Yeah.
I haven't been in a movie in the movie theater. Actually, I think I've been in 7 years. I've been living here in the U.S. once.
Really?
What?
Yeah, so it's been a long time, and obviously I've been going in Mexico when I go over there. But so I'm going. I think I'm going tonight.
Do you like scary movies?
Nice.
Yeah, I like them.
Oh, see. Have you? What's the Netflix show that's out? The Haunting on what's it called?
Oh, I've
Our
heard about
producer
this.
would tell us.
Harold Hill. I don't know. It's
And
something
I've
Hill.
heard it's
What?
It's from
I've
the
heard,
Music Man.
I read
Harold and the
something.
Purple
Harold
Crown?
Hill.
I've read something to where that show is
Like
making people
super
like
scary.
Hill
throw
House.
up,
Hill
What?
being so scared, and Hill House, Haunting
Hill
on
House.
and like literally pissing themselves. Like there's an
That
article
will
about it.
be a big fat no for
Heard
me
it.
to watch
A couple of
that
my friends watch it because I can't watch Netflix at my house.
because you have
I have,
bad
I have
internet.
bad internet, and
Because you live in the middle of
I
nowhere.
have satellite internet. It's terrible. HughesNet, don't get it. And but I've heard it's really really terrifying. There's like 10 episodes.
Oh,
But-
that's a no for me.
Is it like what type of show is it? Is it a
About ghosts?
script? Well, I mean,
Yeah.
is it like a scripted?
I don't know. I
I
think
think it's scripted.
I thought every episode was something new. I thought it was almost like Black Mirror. Like every episode was
That's
different.
what Joey just texted me.
Well, tell the class, Kim.
About his
Nobody
costume.
can.
Joey's like, have you put any effort into this Blaney party at all? Parentheses, I have not. ...
Oh, apparently it's one storyline.
Yes.
Oh,
Is
one
what-
storyline.
Our producer said.
Oh, it's a modern reimagining of the Shirley Jackson novel that follows siblings who, as children, grew up in what would become the most famous haunted house in the country.
Ah, is it true?
So,
True story.
Burroughs says it's terrifying.
Terrifying. And if Burroughs is scared,
yeah, he's a big burly man, and if he's scared,
Oh, it was a novel originally?
Yes,
Maybe I'll
Shirley
read the
Jackson.
novel.
I'm gonna read the novel instead of.
Sometimes that's scarier.
Yeah.
And you put it in the freezer. Please tell me you get this reference.
what?
If the book is scary, you put it in the freezer.
cool it down? Is it hot?
You don't know. You don't know. You don't know.
What's it?
Tim didn't know when I asked him this morning. Justin didn't know.
What's it from?
It's a Friends reference. Where he puts The Shining in the freezer. You're fine.
I fail.
Never mind.
Why does he put it in the freezer?
Because it's scary.
You know
It's a thing Joey does.
Why don't you just burn it? To get rid of it, what's the freezer going to do?
It's like a witch. You burn it. You know,
yeah,
boom.
and it's gone.
Yeah.
Last time I checked, burning books is like not.
It depends
okay.
what kind of book you're burning.
And for the reason are you trying to exorcise a demon because it's Halloween?
I had exorcised the demons.
You could go as Ace Ventura.
I should. I don't have the
You
hair
guys,
for it. I need a
you
wig.
guys should all go as different costumes of Ace Ventura. Like go in the
Ooh.
tutu when he was at the mental hospital.
Yeah.
Then like
Put me in,
original
coach.
Just like his
vintage
regular, like
Ace Ventura,
with the white and the
and then
unbuttoned T-shirt.
You could be like Ace Ventura 2.
When nature
jungle.
calls.
the jungle
when he's
Ace
in like
Ventura.
the khaki,
Yeah.
like safari outfit.
That'd be hilarious.
Bumblebee tuna. Bumblebee tuna. Bumblebee tuna.
Joey also just texted me, which I wanted to bring this up,
Yes.
and we'll get Daniel's opinion. He said, "Tell Blaney I'm mad at him for not giving me arm slaps at Martinsville."
Yeah, this wasn't.
Is it arm slaps or hand slaps?
I think it was
He
hand
said hand
slaps.
slaps.
He
Hand
wrote
slaps.
arm slaps.
Yeah.
First of all, set the stage with what we're talking about.
Oh yeah. Last night I was scrolling through Twitter about 11:30, and some guy tweeted. I don't really read a lot of Twitter stuff, but this one just happened to cross my eye. This guy was like, blah blah blah. I don't know. I can't remember what he said. Something about
I have
Blah,
a
blah, blah.
screenshot.
That's the important part.
blah blah blah. Okay.
Blah, blah, blah. Great story.
It
You just
said-
yada yada the best part.
It said somebody was talking about you being a really good with the fans. And then
Right.
this other fan responded, not at Martinsville. He was one of the worst. I don't think he even held his arm out for hand slaps
Oh yeah.
today.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then another fan said, can we please talk about hand slaps?
Yeah, we'll talk about hand
glass
slaps.
case.
And I wrote back to the guy, and I was like, it's crazy because he's talking about like after driver intros, like after you walk by the stage and you walk down, there's 2 rows of fans there, and you're trying to, you're getting to the truck because they like you to actually get to the truck. They don't want you to hold it up. And, you sign stuff for people all day long, especially when you're doing appearances and stuff like that. The one time you can be the best person ever with the fans, and the one time you don't sign in a 2-minute window, everyone gets pissed off at you. It's pretty amazing. They never praise you for being for the good things you do. It's always for the times you don't do something. It irks me, guys.
How do you really? Yeah.
How do I really feel?
Yeah.
I can't tell you how I really feel.
That's good. Yeah.
But
What if you
Hand
don't,
slaps.
What if you don't like hand slaps? What if you're a germaphobe?
I gave hand slaps.
just not at that time.
No, at that time I gave hand slaps. What he was talking about. There's a video of me
Of
giving
Ryan
hand
giving
slaps.
hand slaps.
Would you like to see the video? No, I'll show you guys later.
Okay.
But you walk off stage and you hold your hands out and you slap hands.
So what he was complaining then?
Apparently, he didn't see me hand slap.
Or you
Or
didn't
you didn't slap his hand. There's a lot
That's
of
his
hands.
fault. I held my arms out as hard as
Very
wide as I
hard
could.
to slap all the hands.
I have short arms.
Are
I can't,
you-
I can't get out
That's
there.
the thing, man. You can get
Yeah.
that wide.
Yeah,
you
can't-
go like left, right,
Yeah.
left, right.
Yeah.
After you do that, do you like find hand sanitizer somewhere? Like if you think about it, it's a little gross to touch that many people's hands.
I have more and more actually.
I have. I always try to go for kids. There is
Yeah.
a lot of kids there. Those obviously the kids are short,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you have to go to the right or to the left.
But yeah, after you I got real sick like 3-4 months ago, and I knew what I got sick from. I went to New York and I had to shake a bunch of hands with people, and it was after
Yeah.
our podcast in New York, and I got like flu or cold or something. It was bad, and I was like, man, this is from New York.
All the
I
hand
swear,
touching.
all the hand touching, and so I started doing the
moved
sanitizer
the
thing
bump.
after. I don't like the bump. I'll do the hand, shake your hand and open hand stuff, but I got
You gotta wash
the
your hands
sanitizer
after.
stuff after, man. There's too many germs. People go to the bathroom, don't wash their hands
Yeah.
nowadays. Just you never know where that hand's been.
We played a.
Gross,
Hey,
man.
don't bring that up, man. I want to keep shaking
Now you're
hands.
gonna
I know, I
every
do,
time.
but I do, but man.
We played a gig Friday, and my drummer saw him when he got there, and he shook my hand and said, "Yeah, hopefully I can shake this strep that my kid's got." And I was like, "You just shook my hand."
Yeah.
Hold your hand out.
I'm
Maybe-
gonna go. I'm
maybe-
gonna go wash now. I'm gonna go scrub down. So I
Maybe
don't
if you
get-
don't want to shake somebody's hand, you should start telling them you're sick. Like,
Yeah.
if they put their hand out, you're like, I don't want to.
You keep-
I've got a little cough.
I just say that all the time. Be like, hey, that guy's always sick. It's weird.
It's allergies. Say, sure, yeah.
And you can't pass along allergies. No, I can't. No.
Something I do when the guy looks kind of a little funny or
Yeah.
weird, I just Knuckles.
They're like sweating.
Yeah.
He's got like a rash on his face.
When they look a little, Knuckles.
Hey,
Oh, I love it.
you get doing over there?
Jamie McMurray has always done Knuckles.
Yeah.
He
You
doesn't
get
like germs.
You get like in the summer months, and you start meeting a bunch of fans, like the bigger fans, and they're just having a rough day of just sweating.
Sweat.
And they're like, "Hey!" I'm like,
Yeah.
The fire suit is a layer of protection, though.
"Well, yeah, well, but with
If you're
like
in
we're
your
doing
furs.
appearances
Oh,
or
yeah.
something."
In a t-shirt and
Yeah.
they're just kidding off.
Yeah, and they put like their almost armpit right in your face.
Oh,
Bring it in for the real thing, brother.
I told you.
We're not going Knuckles. We're going in for a
It's
hug.
like it's like Along Came Polly when he gets barefaced by that guy's belly.
I've told you the armpit deodorant story, right? Yeah, I've said that on this podcast. When I was working for Sprint and I had to wear a fire suit. And it was like one of my first, I've told that story, one
Yeah.
of my first weekends, and I get back to the trailer and I'm like making lunch, and I like out of the corner of my eye see there's like something white on the shoulder of my fire suit. And so I like go to brush it off thinking it's like chalk or something, or like I rubbed up against like a high pit wall or like the outer wall, and it like smears. And I realize it was somebody's deodorant, some shirtless man that had been out among the midway that like hugged me, and I'm kind of short, so like I just fit in the nook. Ugh.
At least he wears deodorant.
Fair.
Fair.
But to be honest with you, who wears white deodorant?
Not
You guys
these
wear,
days.
You guys wear white deodorant? Nobody.
Gel guy.
Because it does that.
This
Yeah.
clear stick gel.
Yeah, clear stick. Yeah.
The clear stick still, I get the purpose of it, but it still makes marks on your clothes.
But not like
Not
the
white.
Not white, but it still makes marks.
I've never been much of like a pit sweater though. So
Good to know.
so no, like some people are big,
Pit
sweat
sweaters.
folks. So that leaves a lot more of a
Yeah.
Yeah.
a mark
You know who's a
there.
big pit sweat guy?
Who's that?
Daryl Walsh Jr.
He is a big sweat guy,
That is a
period.
big sweat guy, and pit sweat is the first thing to sweat.
Would you ever borrow a shirt from him, knowing he's a pit sweat guy?
No, it's disgusting. He gave me a shirt back one time, and I was like, I don't want it. Wash it. It's like it's heavier. It's way heavier than when I gave it to you. Just from moisture. This wig is really bothering me.
You can take it off now.
You did a good
Yeah.
job.
You held it on there. I feel like that's not like a well-made wig.
I don't really think all
You have
wigs
to
are
pay-
made
you
well
have- you
unless
have
it's
to-
like professionally
You
made.
have to pay a lot of money for a good wig.
Have you done a lot of wig work, Kim?
I've done some wig shopping.
Okay.
And they're expensive if you want the legit stuff. Like the $20 wigs are.
Yeah, I think that was like
Nylon,
I got
yeah.
that one at a discount.
This wig? This is a discount wig.
I wish that they were cheaper because it'd be fun just to go out like with a really nice wig that people couldn't tell the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Once in a while, maybe you want to be a redhead, maybe you want to be a brunette. Who knows?
I think it'd be fun to do that sometime.
I think so.
Yeah, just cross dress all day.
Would you ever use a used wig?
It depends on who used it.
Yeah.
You don't know. I mean, you're going to a wig shop and it's like a secondhand wig store.
No.
No?
No.
Not me.
Like Salvation Army wig.
Yeah.
Would you share a hairbrush with somebody?
I don't use hairbrush.
Yeah.
Just use
I've shared them
fingers.
with like my sisters before, but that's like the only time I'll share a hairbrush. But
Hmm.
no, not even that.
I don't think I would share a hairbrush.
Really?
Why
Maybe
not?
with like a friend, a close friend.
Not sisters?
Sisters, yeah.
That's what I said.
Oh yeah.
You looked at me like I
Sisters.
was crazy.
No.
Yeah. That's the only ones I share hairbrushes with.
Well, why is that big of a deal?
I don't know. It's like bodily things. Like I don't know, like dandruff and skin
Yeah.
and
I wouldn't even want to share a hairbrush with like a buddy of mine.
you
But, like,
wouldn't
just-
share a hairbrush with Daniel?
No, just because.
Oh, because he will because he knows that it's gonna be new. I don't use that stuff.
Yeah, that's right. Dana, why do you have 5 brand new hairbrushes?
Never
Yeah.
used.
To loan them out to people.
to loan them out.
I have a few in the house, and it's because my mom just left them in there.
Insists. Would you ever grow your hair like Ryan's length?
You know, if I had a hair like that, like a little curly maybe, but my hair it just pops out. Every time I get a long hair, my head starts to look bigger because I start grow a lot of hair on the sides. So I just don't like that. But you know,
Like
I just
like a lion?
exactly,
a lion's mane?
Exactly,
Like
but
mane.
I don't have short hair. You know,
I mean,
right
it's
now.
kind of long in the
long.
front.
Yeah, but it's not that long either.
What is acceptable to borrow or use? Like, would you borrow somebody's toothbrush?
No.
Not
Okay,
even
okay,
not
okay.
even a family member.
Okay, let me ask you this. All right. you have been somewhere for a while and you haven't brushed your teeth in a couple of days, right?
Oh, that's my worst nightmare.
Just saying that's a thing. And you're getting ready to meet either like a big client, a big sponsor opportunity,
or a crush,
or a crush. Like you're going to meet.
You think you're going to make out?
You're going to meet Katie Nolan.
I was just reading an article about Katie.
Katie Nolan, and there might be an opportunity that you could get close around her. Are you going to borrow somebody's toothbrush?
Who?
Girl,
I'm not going to borrow a
strangers.
Strangers.
No.
Would you borrow Daryl's toothbrush?
That's hard to make that decision in this time. Maybe if I was in that mindset, I'd be like, I haven't brushed my teeth like a week.
It's like because you want to make that impression, and if you go in there with hot breath,
taste.
like,
You know how when you can taste when your teeth need to be brushed and your breath is bad. Like you can,
they're furry.
you
the
can
teeth
tell.
are furry.
Yeah, furry. Yeah,
Furry teeth, furry tongue.
I don't know if I would. Probably.
That's a hard one.
That is
That's a
hard.
hard one. I hope I've never been in that situation.
Yeah, me neither. I just find some like really strong alcohol and just hold it in my mouth for like a minute. Just
I done the finger one.
The finger.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I can't remember where I was, but I forgot mine, and with whoever I was, hey, you just mine. I said, frick no, I trust my finger back.
Who in the
Yeah.
field would you borrow their toothbrush? Like who's one
No one.
competitor? If you had to. If you had to borrow a toothbrush from somebody, who would it be?
I don't know. I think you pick the closest friend you got, like Chase or Bubba. I'd probably use, borrow. I don't want to, but
I don't want to use the guy who has the cleanest teeth. Like, I don't know who that is.
so a complete stranger, but who has the cleanest teeth.
They're not complete
You
strangers.
seem clean. You got nice teeth.
Like a guy you've never really talked to. Spam calls, man.
Don't
you guys
people
get,
know that
you
when
guys
you're
get
recording?
spam calls all
Yes.
the time?
Yeah.
Like, it's bad lately. And, like, they use your area code. It's
Question.
terrible.
What about a bar of soap?
Oof, no, not
Like
a bar.
you're staying at somebody's house and they don't have gel. They just have bar soap.
Does the bar have any hairs on it?
There might be one purely.
No, that's not-
You gotta
Dan's like, no.
you gotta wash the hairs off.
like, I'm just going to turn the water up real hot and just scald all the, germs off of
Yeah,
them.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I have done that before.
I would probably take it and I would like rub it against the tile or something sharp in the shower to get a layer off of the bar of soap.
You turn the water up really high and you just
Focus
kinda
the nozzle on the soap.
on the soap and you wash the soap off real good.
Ooh.
I've done it once or twice. I mean, people who only
I
have
don't know,
bar
a
soap, what are you gonna do? Not wash your body?
A
Just go,
significant
nah.
other, I wouldn't worry about it, but I would want to like
doing this
scrape
to
off some layers.
Strangers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
It's like if Joey only had bar soap.
He only has bar soap, and I use it.
Well,
That's different.
It is. That's like we were saying, significant others and all that.
nah, I mean, yeah. People you know, not strangers.
Underwear.
Strangers. Oof.
Flip it inside
Used or
out.
new?
Used underwear.
flip them.
I'm
Reverse.
gonna be going commando.
Reversible
Not wear
underwear.
any
Oh, I can't-
underwear.
You're wearing
go
jeans and
commando.
it's summer.
Can't go. Oh no! Why can't you go commando?
I don't
Never.
know.
You've never.
I feel too loose.
Me too. I feel too vulnerable.
Yeah, I feel something is missing here.
Too vulnerable to danger. Commando.
Chuck has a different. Apparently,
What?
you just kind of chuckled like commando might be something you're not opposed to.
The only time I go commando is in a bathing suit.
Yeah.
With no webbing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't wear webbing bathing suits. It's almost worse than wearing underwear.
Yeah, quick as it gets caught. Right in.
It's hot. Yeah.
No, like it's a weird, it's a funny angle where it sits
Never worn
in
a
the
webbed
in
suit.
between the leg and the crotchal region.
Is it like running shorts? You know, like running shorts have the little underwear.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's a little different. It's smaller. I think it's a little smaller. At least the one that I have. but yeah, you have something to you know what I mean.
I gotcha.
But like with the water and then it dries out, there's like a better risk, I think, for chafing in that situation. Chafing,
Possibly.
Chafing. What that means, man.
getting galded,
Like rubbing
friction.
your skin.
get that raw inner thigh.
Especially with salt water.
Yeah,
Yeah,
get a little sand in between.
Yeah,
the
but the salt water, the salt cleans out everything. So
I don't want that gritty feel down there.
I mean, that's what
Well,
people
that's
dunk their
sand.
dentures in, essentially, right?
Salt water?
salt water heals everything. Not the salt water outside of Florida, but
Oh, why would it?
transition.
in Florida in a transition in the
Then why can't
Go
you
ahead.
drink it if it heals everything?
You could drink salt water if
you
you
can.
wanted.
It's just
Like
not
a like a
great.
sip of salt.
I'd rather bathe in salt water, like the ocean, than I would pool water.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah, you have a
Yeah.
fact there.
Yeah, salt water, I think it's a little bit better.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Your
You
transition.
well, yeah. Well, I was going to say you sent an article last night. I think it was about a Florida this morning. I don't know. It all blended
Last
together for me.
night, I don't know. All the same.
Anyway, it was about a woman in Florida that thwarted a would-be burglar, intruder. I don't know what. I think he was just on her back porch, dancing around naked.
He was dancing around naked.
Yeah. So she basically.
She called the police, but then after she called the police, she basically went against the sliding glass door. She was older. I don't remember how old she was. And she had taken out her dentures. And she, like, squished her face up against the sliding glass door and scared away the guy. She was that horrifying.
She yelled, "Grandma, no teeth," or
Yeah.
something like that, and just, like, gummed the door, and like, it scared him off.
I would be terrified, too, if I saw that. I thought there'd be like a witch house.
Why is it so scary when people don't have teeth?
So my question is, how? What the
Which
person who is filming these videos?
Nobody filmed it. It was just.
Oh, is this sorry?
He was just.
There's his mugshot.
Yeah. He was running around through a neighborhood naked and ended up on her porch.
guy?
Yeah. She thought it was her cat.
Do you have a picture of the grandma?
I wish they had a picture of the grandma.
She was interviewed for. It was in Titusville, Florida. Yep, they do have a picture of the grandma.
Does she have no teeth in the
No,
picture?
I think she's got her teeth in this.
She pops out teeth.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Martha Skowiski or whatever her name
Yeah.
is.
There's the grandma. If she showed up with no teeth.
Oh,
I could see where that could be a
yeah,
little scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think she needs a costume for tomorrow, but
Oh,
Quick thinking.
that was quick thinking.
A scare my teeth.
What if that turned him on though?
Oof. That'd be weird.
People are into gumming, I guess.
I think why people, it's scary when people just have gums and no teeth, just because it's not common.
I like where they
it's
do the
just
celebrity,
different.
where they Photoshop the teeth out of celebrities.
Yeah.
I always think those Photoshopped pictures are funny. What are you looking at?
Just keep talking about Florida and teeth. I'm just looking up another thing.
I remember when I was like 7 years old or so. My grandfather had his
Dentures.
in the restroom, and I went in there and I didn't know how really that was possible. I went running outside and say to my grandma, "Grandma, there's some teeth in there. What's going on here?" I was so scared. I still remember that like it was yesterday, and it was like 20 years ago.
I would be scared too, man. At that young age, you don't know what dentures are. Like
No.
someone's teeth fell out.
Yeah.
And not just like one tooth, their whole,
Yeah, the whole thing, the
mouth.
whole package.
Yeah.
What would you do if you were dating a girl and you're like far into the relationship and then you find out that she has dentures?
Well, you know what? If you're, well, hey,
Like
depends how much you like her.
You like her.
I'm going to buy her a lifetime supply of Fix-A-Dent. Make sure they don't fall out at random times.
Maybe she got kicked in the face by a horse. Like you don't know why she's lost her teeth.
What if it's just like the
The
people
front.
that
Yeah.
can
What
like
if she just has like the front
drop out the
four?
front teeth? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like hockey players.
Emma, I shouldn't say that. Emma has one of her two front teeth.
Yeah.
One of them is a fake one, and half of one is the fake one.
Yeah, but she doesn't take it out, does she?
No, they're
Like permanent.
They're corked up
They're
in
like
there.
dentures.
Yeah.
But
Dentures. Veneers.
Yeah.
like remember like the Razor scooters as a kid, and we used to have this big hill, so you put the handlebars all the way down and you'd sit down on it, and
Halo.
she hit a like a divot, and her teeth went right on the handlebars.
There's nothing worse than picturing like
It was
being
righteous.
hit in the teeth.
Yeah, it was radical.
Fun story though. There was a building in it was Valdosta, Georgia. It was the TB Converse building. It's an old building, and they were doing some renovations on the second floor, and they found thousands of human teeth in the wall.
Gross.
It was a dentist's office at one point.
That's kind of weird,
It's
though.
still weird. Why did you put the teeth in the wall?
Reinforcement.
I can't think of a worse job than being a dentist.
They make good money.
They make great money.
They do?
And I actually like going to the dentist.
Yeah.
You like
What?
it?
Yeah.
How in the world you like that?
I've always liked it since I was little. I don't know.
I hate.
What are you laughing
I
at,
hate
Ryan?
Kim's a masochist.
I don't know how you can like that.
I I
You
just
have to hold your mouth open for an hour. Every time I leave the dentist, all this part of my face is sore.
I don't know. I always liked it.
I think maybe that's one of the worst things you can do to me.
I also love to floss. What are you laughing at, Ryan?
Nothing.
Say it.
It's just a terrible, dirty thought.
Say it.
That's like,
Go ahead and-
Of all the places that you could be comfortable saying it, I would think this is one place.
I know why you like dentists so much, apparently. It's like having people work around in your mouth together.
Fair.
Valid point.
I will not.
Valid
Point.
point.
Taken.
There's a lot worse jobs than being a dentist.
I don't know. I've got some dentist friends, and they tell me some horror stories, like clients that literally have not brushed their teeth for years, and it smells like a dead animal in their mouth.
How can you do that? I can't go like a day without brushing my teeth.
And
It feels like a cat shit in your mouth.
you got to floss. Like not.
I love
like,
to floss.
but you need to floss regularly because that food that gets stuck in, and that's how a lot of people get the real stank breath.
The
Is
bad
they'll
breath.
get something caught in their teeth
And it just
don't
rot.
floss it out, and it rots.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Everyone's like,
The best, I like the flossers. They look like a little
pick thing?
Yeah, little pick and hook to where you actually got like a toothpick and you got the floss right there.
I like
those
those,
are
but
nice.
I also like the regular floss because you can really like get around the teeth.
Yeah.
I don't like those as much. I like the one that's like the toothbrush handle, and it's got the little changeable thing. My cousin's a dentist, and so he gave me
so
one
you
of
get
these.
all of the hoity-toity
We get
things.
Yeah, you got the nice toys, man.
I mean, it like gets back in there too. Like,
Nice.
Get up in there.
Nice.
I don't understand that people that don't floss ever. It's just gross.
I don't know.
No offense if
It's-
you don't floss. I don't know.
It's like
He's
people,
like, I don't floss shit. What do I do?
it's like people who don't clean their ears regularly.
Oh, that feels good too.
hygiene
That's great.
is key, people. Just
Hey,
Have
clean yourselves.
Good
The,
hygiene.
the first, well, there is a way to clean your ears, right, by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe like 7 years ago, around 7 years ago, I was having an issue that I was going to a pool, and every time I was going to a pool, I was getting my ears like stuck of something, and I couldn't hear like for a day or two. So I didn't know why, right? So I was cleaning my ears like a normal person.
Yeah.
But there is a way. There is actually a person that I don't know really the
name,
title.
what you call it, yeah.
But that guy goes with a little micro camera all the way in, and they start cleaning all the way in, like all the way in, and then they start like cleaning everything, and they pull all the stuff out.
Oof.
Well, the thing is that what is the name of that stuff we built in our
Earwax.
Earwax. That
Yeah.
thing, when that thing gets water, it increases.
Oh, it
So
expands.
that's why I couldn't hear when I was getting a lot of water in my ear when I was in a pool. So I went with this guy like 7-8 years ago in Mexico, and now I'm doing it. I do this every year because it was crazy difference. Actually, I feel like I hear like a good 30%, 35%
Wow.
more.
I feel like I need to get that done.
If you're using a Q-tip,
You're pushing
it in.
Exactly.
Compacting
Yeah.
it
He told me that it's important
to like swipe.
to use it just a little bit.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I used to go all the
And
way
then-
in, and everything I'm doing is just to push that and to make it like a little
Compact, yeah.
Exactly.
They also make like little bulbs that you can flush it too. So like they
Or
make
like
like
the
a
wax,
stuff that you
the
put.
candle.
They've got that too, but like
That's
there's a
weird.
thing you
That-
can
that's
put in your
homemade.
ear and like you
That's
hold
weird.
it.
That's homemade. Yeah.
It's weird.
You put it in your ear and then you flush it out and it breaks up the stuff that's in there instead of having to go.
I want to go to this guy.
Yeah.
No, but let me tell you, this actually is very cool because the guy has like a TV, and then he had that little it's a very, very, very tiny camera. He started going in there, and I'm kind of like watching the TV, and then I say, man, do I have all that stuff all that way? The first time, obviously, now I'm doing it every year. It's very little, but in a long period of time, is pretty incredible
up.
what you see. Yeah.
Ew.
Get there's like,
Thought you
is
were
it
gonna
going
say,
to
like,
get to
you
my
have a bug.
brain?
Have you
Like,
read the stories though where people get like bugs that, in their ear that start eating like the inside of their ear?
Yeah. An earwig type thing.
Now you're gonna make me think I have a bug in my ear.
Little animal there.
Just living there. His name's Terry. He
Yeah,
just
I
sits
hear.
here.
I hear.
Like there's stories though, people wake up and they've got like blood on their pillow and they're confused, and then they like go to the doctor,
I mean, generally, if you wake up and there's blood on you, it's like, oh, not again.
and then they go and they find like a little
Animal
animal. I was gonna say animal, but bug
and bugs.
eating the inside of your ear.
Great. Now I got to go to the doctor. and see if there's a bug in my ear.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what, Ryan? That I started doing it as well because I was kind of like confused why, I had to do every year. And this guy, whatever is his title again, doctor that I'm seeing in Mexico, I do it every in December, every time I go to Mexico. He told me that the reason why I have to do every year is because the air molds that we use in racing, they're very long.
Yeah, just
so every
pushes
time
it
that we
in.
put those things,
Yeah.
it's like trying to clean your stuff without
Yeah.
your intention and putting everything in.
Yeah,
putting
that's
everything
true. Those things go pretty deep in your ear.
in. Yeah.
I could see that.
Ay, ay, ay.
Ay, ay, ay.
So none of you drivers have good hearing because of these ear molds.
I think either ear molds or just loud sounds
Sounds
Yeah.
Loud
for
noises.
a long time.
for a
Oh,
long time.
I feel like we've been on this whole like weird bodily thing stuff. There's one topic that we sent out earlier in the week that I feel like we
Oh,
got to
yeah.
touch on. The woman with the belly button thing.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah. So there was a woman in
New Jersey, maybe?
I don't think it was New Jersey. I think it was Guadalajara,
Oh,
Mexico.
I was totally wrong.
Guadalajara, Mexico. Here
Not-
we go.
Yeah, not New Jersey.
Guadalajara.
23-year-old, she decided to get back at her family because they didn't appreciate her lifestyle of body modification. She's got tattoos, a lot of tattoos. She removed her belly button.
How you can do that?
Yeah, how is that possible?
Some surgery. I don't know how. And she gave it to her boyfriend as a token of her love.
Did he eat it?
So that was my question.
Yeah.
What the guy is going to do with that?
Maybe he wears it around his neck. That's what she looks like. It doesn't even look like. It looks like she still has her belly button.
She took out the actual, like,
Button.
the knot.
Like the knot.
Yeah.
She still's got the belly, just not
Yeah.
the button.
What
Right.
does her tattoo say? My body, my choices. Well, that is certainly true.
Yeah.
Sure, she owns it.
It's an interesting place to have that.
But she basically freeze-dried it and gave it to him in a bag and wrote, I love you, in a note. And he still has it. They've broken up.
They broke
up.
Well,
hope so.
if you're looking for Christmas gift ideas,
They're still friends. But, yeah.
That was probably like he was like, "Hey, listen, I really like you, but this was kind of weird, so I'm gonna go away.
I'm not going to back away right now. I'm going to wait a little bit.
I can't see you naked anymore because you don't got a belly button. You can't even wear crop tops anymore because I look at your belly button."
She did say if she could go back in time, she would not do it again.
well, that's a shocker.
So
Jesus.
Yeah.
What do you think? What would you do with a belly? Like if someone gave you a belly button, what would you do with it?
Throw it away.
Yeah.
If it was someone that you loved.
Well, it's kind of like when parents save the umbilical cord. That's a little weird.
Yeah.
I'm not a parent, so I can't speak from firsthand experience. But
I don't know.
I don't know if your mom. I don't think my mom does. But when moms have like the little baggie with like the umbilical cord they cut off.
That's actually a thing.
Yes.
I didn't know that was a
I didn't
thing.
know that was a thing.
You guys are men.
I thought you ate it.
You just go in there
That's
with your
the
teeth. And
placenta.
just like, no, you don't like cut the umbilical cord with your teeth.
That's what you did.
Daniel's looking at me like,
It's full of nutrients. Yeah, like people save the umbilical cord. That's a thing.
Where
haven't
does
heard
it
about
belt?
that one.
Where are you from, Kim, again?
Florida.
This is a real thing.
That's a
Somebody
Florida
back
thing?
me up. It's not a Florida thing. It's
I'm
a parent thing. Read it.
I'm going to Google, do people save umbilical cords
It's a
and wear
thing.
them as bolo ties?
No, I didn't say that.
Use the belly button and the umbilical cord, make a little bolo tie. Boom. Good to go.
How many
Put some
people
metal tassels on the
listening?
end.
How many people listening, parents, how many of your parents saved your umbilical cord? Or did you save your kids if you got kids? It's a thing. I think there's some baby books where there might even be a little page for it.
Everybody saves umbilical cords. Yeah, man. I don't know. That's just
And now they especially save it because you can take stem cells from it. Now it's even different because you can use it for
Grow
the
a new
future.
baby?
Yes.
Or grow a new person.
I don't
grow
think
a new
you,
ear.
you- I don't think you'd keep it. I think you just give it to the hospital.
No, but
Like,
people save
Can y'all
it.
save this?
What's the first thing people ask?
Why?
Do people save the umbilical cord?
Pros. Umbilical cord blood can save lives.
Well, that's like
Okay,
new.
yeah.
That's not the back in
It's
the day.
rich
reason.
in stem cells and can be used to treat diseases. So, okay, apparently there is a thing for that.
But now they use it for stuff. But it used to be just to save it. Like it's dried. Like you dry it and you just keep it.
I know it's like okay, it's the
I feel like
it's the lifeline, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I get it if you I don't know if you're like
That's like why do people save a
You're
lock
into
of
that.
hair from their first haircut?
That was a thing like back in the olden days.
really.
Yeah. I actually was, when my dad did that thing and he was no longer living,
When he passed away.
yeah, when he died, we were going through some of his stuff, and there was a thing in the back of his dresser that had a tooth in it. But it was with like some of my grandfather's stuff. So we don't know like whose tooth this was and why the it got kept. I'm going to mark that down at 11:53. I think we made it almost all the way through.
We did.
And then I did it.
We did.
But why that was there.
Shit.
Yeah.
You blew it.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I think my mom saved my baby teeth for a while.
It's just it's weird.
My buddy's grandpa.
You look like you got a
Daniel's
thought here,
like,
Daniel.
what?
Yeah, no, I don't know why you guys say so much stuff.
It was like we just we
We're
don't
hoarders.
Yeah, in Mexico we just throw everything away. We don't give a. You know what?
I gotta tell you guys something. I have to show something my buddy's grandpa kept from his war days. It's pretty insane. I don't want to do it.
Interesting.
That is, I'm intrigued now.
Yeah,
so we won't
it's
stick
very
a pin in that.
But did you know monkeys wash their hand with pee?
And their feet too.
Says it right here.
Yeah,
They wash,
their feet. Yeah,
They wash it. Well, yeah. I
Why
mean,
did
they don't
you-
have sinks.
Why did you list people pee in the shower under that?
because if monkeys wash their hands with their urine, what then? Because you hear people all the time talk about peeing in the shower. Have you
Goes
ever heard
straight
that?
down the drain.
Yeah.
Do you pee in the
It's
shower?
not the same thing. I don't.
But I mean, what if it? So you're peeing there, and I wouldn't do it because when you're peeing, it gets in the water, and then it could get on your feet, and that's just kind of weird to me.
I mean, I don't like.
Do you
I don't
take
like
baths?
pee in the shower last.
I don't.
You pee
I don't
first.
like. You pee first.
Yeah.
And then you clean. It's like, yeah, it goes back to taking a stank, and
No
then
problem with it.
if you take a poop after you get out of the shower, like that's just pointless. You got to get back in the shower. now.
Yeah, exactly.
Might as well go to bed and start your whole day over again.
But I still like. I would get out of the shower to pee, and then like,
But then you get water on the
You
floor.
would get out of the shower to pee?
That's interesting.
or just hopefully
No.
pee before I get in the shower.
You don't do that. Come on.
Don't lie.
When I'm in the shower and I hear all that water falling, I gotta pee. It just
Yeah.
helps me go.
I try to avoid it.
I just
try to avoid
go
it.
with the flow.
I'm not saying I've never done
water.
it.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
because if you go in the corner, it's gonna stay there. So you go with the flow of the water.
Don't pee in the dry spot. You gotta pee either directly down the drain. I usually
Yeah,
try
or
to
in
do.
the flow of the
Yeah.
water.
I'm not saying I have never done it. I'm just saying I
You don't
try.
regularly
I
do it.
try not to because there's something about it that just kind of weirds
Why
me
are you
out.
cleaning yourself?
Hey, I
Maybe
have
that's
to
what
tell you something now that we're in that topic. I go to Brazil every year to
Yeah.
race go-karts, right? So the first time I went over there, I was in the restroom of the hotel, and I was pooping there, and there was no toilet paper.
Oh no!
Oh wait,
can't
wait!
wait.
It gets
I can't
better.
wait
It
to
gets
hear.
better. So in this part of Brazil, they don't use toilet paper. They
What?
have this
Bidet?
hose
Bidet?
with little. It's pretty much like a fancy hose of water that you
like-
clean with it.
Sprays bidet, right? Is that
Yeah,
what
yeah.
they call
How
it?
you call it here?
Bidet.
bidet.
Yeah,
So I think
one
it's
of
the
those things.
French.
I think it's a
French
French
thing,
thing. Yeah.
That- make it
That's
sound-
not very common here, right?
No.
No.
Not to have only that. Like,
Yeah.
that's interesting. You don't get a choice there. You
Yeah.
just got to use the bidet.
I mean, you're not going to have
But then,
fatbergs
well, then when
like you did
what do
when you flushed the.
Yeah, but what do you dry off with?
Maybe there's an air dryer in there too. You shake dry.
It's like water, a spout of water, and then a puff of air.
You know what? It wasn't like a toilet. It was something there, but it wasn't like a toilet paper. It was something different. It was more like a little,
Like a cloth?
like a
towel?
Yeah, kind of thing. Like a towel, but not a stick.
Yeah.
But it wasn't too clean, you know. But I thought it was interesting. I thought it was very weird,
Yeah.
and then I thought it was pretty good.
He's
thought it was pretty
converted.
There's a hotel in Vegas. I think it might have been the Aria that's got the bidets
bidet?
and
Really?
It's weird
Curiosity.
when it's not part of the toilet, though.
yeah, this was part of the
It's
toilet. Like
weird
it was
when it's
the
separate,
seat.
but you've seen it, though,
Like
where
a
it's like a
heated seat.
toilet and then right next to it is a bidet.
Yeah.
I don't really understand that. Are you just cleaning
That's-
your butt? Like,
That's the one that did.
Singularly?
So you had to move.
Yeah.
You had to
See,
move?
It's
I like
it's like
that,
another
though.
mini restroom.
so you had to
Yeah.
poop and then get off the toilet and go to
Yeah,
the other
but
thing.
it's right on the side. This is
It's
right
right
there.
next to each other.
Yeah, yeah.
See,
Still.
I like that better. I don't want my butt
What if you're
cleaned
like-
with the toilet I just shit in.
Yeah, but
What
what,
if
if
you
you
got- what if you
there's
got a messy
some-
one?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What if you like are? Is there like a
No.
splash
No.
guard
You
in
gotta-
between the two?
If you got a messy one, you have to jump in the shower, buddy.
I'm saying like you had like
like the
you
transfer
were on a
between
bender the
two.
night before and you ate like chili then
Ew.
some like cabbage and
Like
just like
Waffle House.
Yeah,
Some
and
Martinsville
you
hot
put
dogs.
exploded.
You put some towels in the middle of the transaction.
Just hose down the bathroom when you're done. It's everywhere.
Yeah, just put the room service thing on your door. Like, hey, clean this, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I would feel like you would have to poop naked
For a bidet?
for all of that situation.
No, why?
I don't know.
Have you done it?
I have
You,
not.
you have to try.
I need to try a
Okay.
bidet. Everyone actually I've talked to that's had a bidet, they're like, I didn't really like it at first, like just thinking about it,
Yeah.
and then once they do it, they're like, yeah, that's pretty
Oh
good.
yeah, I don't want to get into a lot of details, but when the water is in the right temperature, actually it's very good.
You gotta have a warm, nice 92-degree water.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah. That one in Vegas, there were like 5 of us in the room, all hungover. It was Champions Week, and
You just
like
took turns.
we took turns. We
using
were all
a
just like,
bidet? Ooh, wait a second. Wait a second. You took turns
because
using
you
the
had
bidet.
to. No,
Did you clean
everybody
it in between?
took turns having to go to the bathroom,
Oh.
and everyone came out and was like, "Yeah, I tried the bidet."
I need to.
Yeah.
When I go back out to Champions Week, I'm gonna request a room with a bidet.
With a
in it.
bidet.
Yeah.
Like, do you have any special recommendations for a room? Yes, anyone with a bidet. Please.
Do you think any of the rooms in Texas will have bidets?
You gotta ask.
Does Texas seem like a bidet?
Tejas.
Tejas sound like a bidet country?
Everything's
not
bigger
really.
in Texas, so
What the hell's a bidet?
Basically, got a fire hydrant. And
love
just-
day.
Yeah, we have a jacuzzi in there.
Oh,
Good old
Tejas.
Texas. Should
Yeah.
be good. Should
Yeah.
be a fun one. So
Anything fun to
We'll
do
head
down there?
there.
In Dallas,
Deep
Fort
in
Worth.
the heart of Texas. That
They
was
got that.
bad.
They got that big Buc-ee's right across from the track.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good spot to go. It's massive, and they opened up a lot of restaurants across from the racetrack. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
Texas
they've
is
got
nice.
other stuff now.
Yeah,
Haven't been in a little bit. I think it's
And
been
they
about a
opened
year.
they
I'm
opened
going
a
back.
7-Eleven inside the racetrack. Didn't they? Did
Did
I
they
see
really?
that? Didn't I see that?
Charlotte did.
No, I thought it was Texas. Texas opened something.
Really?
Yeah, but it's a Mexican restaurant.
There
That's-
is Fuzzies.
Yeah, Fuzzies.
Fuzzies
That-
is there.
that taco
I don't
They
place.
think,
changed the name.
They did change the name. Yeah, I don't know
but
what the heck
I
it's
thought
called
it was.
anymore.
I thought it was at Texas.
Charlotte I know has a gas station inside. But it's not
Yeah.
a gas station; it's like a convenience store.
7-Eleven races to open store at Texas Motor Speedway. So
You can get
you
your
can
Slurpees.
go get your Slurpees.
It's a cool idea. Charlotte and Texas have done this now, and it's a cool thing for fans to not have to
I mean,
drive
you
out and
need
get something.
you need stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I find
Like
myself
toilet
needing
paper?
things.
So my question is, as a 7-Eleven, what they do when there is nothing going on there? It's closed?
Fair point.
Probably. I don't think there's
Mind
any. I don't think
blown.
there's no gas there. Obviously, it's just like a convenience
Do
store.
they turn the
Yeah, yeah,
Slurpee
yeah.
Well-
machines off?
So it says it'll operate 24 hours a day during race weeks, beginning at 8 a.m. on a Saturday before the race and ending the following Monday at 4 p.m.
So it's going to be closed the rest of the time.
Probably. Because, I mean,
It makes
it's not like
sense.
they're going to let
It makes
fans
sense.
in to just go to the, like,
Yeah,
I
it
need gas and a
makes sense.
Slurpee.
Yeah.
I'll go to the Speedway.
Yeah.
All the snacks are probably going to get stale.
Well, I'm sure they'll give what they have left away or something.
Probably.
I did get one question here. It says, ask Blaney about his Jackman. Do you feel proud?
What?
That's what he said.
Jackman.
My Jackman.
What happened with
Yeah.
your Jackman? Who's your Jackman, first of all?
Do I feel proud?
Yeah. I don't know. I just got that.
I have no idea.
I
I
don't know.
didn't get that. It must
I'm
have been
gonna-
just to you.
You had fast pit
Slide that
stops?
one.
Well, maybe the only thing Jackman. We traded Jackman with the 22 because I think our Jackman's pretty good.
That's probably what he's referring to.
And so we gave him to the 22, and we got 22's Jackman
And the 22 had
because he's been going well, and he won with the first race with my Jackman. So maybe that
they had really good pit stops. They gained
they
like
did.
8 spots over the
They-
race.
it did
That just happened for Martinsville?
just for the rest of the playoffs because we were out and they were in, and my Jackman I think is
Kinda like
it was really good right now.
The
So,
team mentality of, all
Yeah.
right, whatever it takes to
yeah,
get a ship.
yeah.
You know, something is crazy is that in the beginning of the season, already they took one man away, and we were last year we were like in around 11 seconds. In the beginning of the season, we were around 13, 14 seconds
Yeah.
with one
Less
person less in the group, and now we're again in the 12, 13s.
Yeah, like a mid 12, I think is really
It's
good.
really
right
good,
now.
right?
Yeah,
So I think that's pretty amazing.
they've been coming back. Yeah, it was like 14, 15 seconds at the beginning of the year.
Yeah,
and they've been.
If you have 14, you were pretty good.
Yeah.
and if you had 18, you were maybe breaking even.
yeah, yeah. But it's been good.
Well, It is. I think it's about that time. Though.
About that time?
It is about that time. Let me
Get
make
that
sure
time.
that I have everything turned up so when I do this, it doesn't just suck.
Right.
Yeah. So
You
There it
Hey.
is.
do suck.
Yeah.
I would just like to say that
I'm not the fan of
Daniel,
the dentist,
you fit in on this podcast very well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
More,
Thank you.
probably more so than most guests.
I thought so.
Yeah.
I thought so. We
Thank
talked
you,
about
guys.
bidets. We talked about spicy candies.
Talked
We
about
talked a little bit about
bodily functions.
bodily function and the ear stuff. I
Ear
got to go get
stuff?
that checked out,
Yeah.
man. I got to get that checked
Yeah,
out.
it's-
It's freaking
I
me out.
was impressed when that
Yeah.
happened to me.
I feel like I'm gonna have supersonic hearing after this,
what's that? Okay.
like a spidey sense.
Yeah.
But and we're excited for the party tomorrow night.
Party?
I'm excited at
I'm
Whiskey
looking forward
River.
to it.
I hope I don't break anything during our soccer game, so I will try and be there. Yeah.
You could be an injured soccer player.
Yeah.
For breaks it.
Yeah. Just show up sweaty, using Kim's deodorant.
Yeah.
So just.
Just be like a zombie soccer player. Just
There you go.
There you go.
bloody, broken arm.
Yeah. I think we got an
Shin
early
guards.
game, so I'll have time to shower and
That's good.
not smell bad.
That's good.
Good
I'm
to
excited
know.
to see what everyone's costume is. Really excited.
I have some work to do today.
Got to work on that.
I'm all set up. I'm pumped up for you guys to see it. I have
Ooh.
it's a 2-person costume.
Ooh.
As a two person?
Yeah. I have a buddy of mine being the second, being something.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's pretty great. It's gonna be funny.
Well, we all look forward to seeing that tomorrow night, and look forward to telling every fan about it next
Yeah,
week.
if you are, it's an open party. So if anyone in the Charlotte area is around tomorrow night, the 30th, this won't be
Yeah.
produced until so.
Well,
Oh, you guys, you can't come.